Moving on to Cameroon. Did you guys hear that Boko Haram is now threatening Cameroon? Hey, I'm telling you. Yeah, so Nigeria's Boko Haram wants everybody in Cameroon to start observing the Sharia law. You see what happens when we don't take care of our own business? It spills over into other people's territories.
For you to fix the world, you must fix Africa. For you to fix Africa, you have to fix Nigeria. And if you don't fix Nigeria, then you actually must fix Nigeria, because that's the highest concentration of blacks and the globe.
What is wrong with you? Oh, TMOU, this is not the time for that. We already know that Mr. President didn't mean it like that. We are not waiting for Obama to come and fix things. We have to fix it ourselves. Anyway, the interesting thing is Cameroonian army has actually been defeating Boko Haram. So kudos to them. And it's very sad that they are making fun of Nigerian soldiers. They are saying it openly that Nigerian soldiers are running away. And of course, the Nigerian Defense Headquarters is not happy about that. But guess what Nigeria is doing with his own army? We are sentencing them to death because they refuse to face Boko Haram without adequate weapons. Yes, so over the Christmas and New Year break, the Nigerian government sentenced another 54 soldiers to death for mutiny. See trouble, you see what I'm saying? Isn't that suicide mission? And for those that are saying that the soldiers signed an oath, they shouldn't have turned back, please, let your brother or sister go and join the Nigerian army and face Boko Haram without adequate weapon. After that, you can come and lecture the rest of us. Just look at their faces now. Look at these young men. These people, they have dreams just like you and me. Do you know how many of them have actually died because they were sent out without adequate weapons? I've said this several times. When we are not directly affected in Nigeria, we could care less about other people that are affected. These are somebody's sons, in case you don't know. This is somebody's husband, somebody's father. And by the way, why would anybody want to die for Nigeria? Remember the pilot that risked his life and crashed his plane into Boko Haram territory? Remember the man? I talked about him now. Till today, the Nigerian government has not acknowledged the man. In fact, they denied him. So tell me, why would anyone want to die for a country like that? And why is it that they've never sentenced any Boko Haram member to death? I don't understand this. Every day you will hear in the news that a Boko Haram suspects have been released. This November, another 125 Boko Haram suspects were released. What happened to that case? Were they proven innocent? We don't know. Were they really investigated? Despite the killing of more than 13,000 people, you think that we are fools? We will just suddenly hear that they've been released and everybody's like, you understand? We are short of words. You can't go after Boko Haram sponsors that are your friends. At least they mentioned 2 people. You also release their suspects, but you can sentence soldiers to death. Nigeria, if you guys don't speak up, my people, all these young men will be killed. Yes, they've already sentenced them. And you know the reason that the government is doing this is mainly to create fear in case anyone wants to plan a coup. But in the process, they've totally demoralized the Nigerian army. We used to help other countries fight wars now. Now, Cameroonian army are escorting Nigerian soldiers from Cameroon back to Nigeria because Nigerian army are running away from Boko Haram. What a shame, what a shame. Meanwhile, have you seen that pathetic camp for Boko Haram victims in Abuja?
The new Kuchingoro internally displaced persons camp, started by the displaced persons themselves, has no any basic social amenity to make the people comfortable.
If it is not because of some peoples and organizations and churches that used to help us, we doesn't have anything much to eat here.
Ambassador Emmanuel Otiotio Foundation, in collaboration with Every Nation Nigeria, decided to with clothing, food, and other valuables.
It is our responsibility, whether you are in government, whether you are privileged to be a business person, whatever you are, you must not close your ears to the cry of the needy.
Ambassador Emmanuel Otiotio, however, called on other humanitarian agencies for urgent action to alleviate the sufferings of the displaced population.
That is the one in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. So don't expect the ones outside Abuja to be as comfortable. It is very pathetic. Nigeria, I thought they set aside some billions or whatever to help the Boko Haram victims. Where is the money going to? Are you telling me that some people still have the guts to enrich themselves with the money that they're supposed to use to help the Boko Haram victims? By the way, one reverend father has been in the news lately. He used to be a supporter of President Jonathan and the First Lady. In fact, take a look at this video that was taped in November during a bazaar, that's a fundraising event at his church.
At their 2014 annual harvest, Thanksgiving and bazaar, where Nigeria's First Lady, Dame Patience Jonathan, was special guest. He said the Adoration Ministry has always prayed for President Goodluck Jonathan not only to win elections, but to excel in leadership.
Even if you don't come here, we keep praying for him. Because the first one we did, we were not here. You and your husband have done well. In spite of the distractions, Jonathan must bring back the Chibok girls. Is Jonathan holding them? Are they living in your house?
Anyway, I don't know what transpired between November and January, because suddenly our Reverend Father's language changed.
The good luck in the Jonathan has become a bad luck to Nigerians. Whatever brought him in should send him back. And let Nigeria be. During the election, Jonathan will answer Azikiwe and answer Ebere and become an Igbo man. After the election, Azikiwe will vanish from his identity. Look at our federal roads. We are not even asking for new ones. Roads built by Buhari and Babangidas, the so-called Hausa people, cannot be maintained. The continuity of Jonathan means disaster to Nigeria. In few months to come, many are going to lose their jobs. Who is fooling who actually?
You see what I'm saying? Hey, me, I'm very glad that the Reverend Father can now see clearly and he's being honest, because right now he's making sense. You understand? These things that he's saying, they are all true. Unfortunately, though, he's been saying that his life is now in danger, that he's getting all these threatening text messages. I said, see, in Nigeria of today, truth is very bitter. Once you say the truth like this, people believe you are being sponsored by the opposition. But if you say that Jonathan is Jesus, they don't see anything wrong in that. It's very sad. Reverend Father, don't worry. When the Reverend Father was praising the First Lady and Jonathan, he wasn't getting any threatening text messages. But when the man switched, you understand, suddenly he's being threatened. Nigeria, it's not good. There is God. This is why I don't talk about people on this show at all. And speaking of elections, I've been hearing all kinds of drama about voters registration cards. You know, somebody called me from Abuja. He said, Adiola, you won't believe this. So we went to register for the election and they told all of us that came that day that, the person that registered you guys in 2011 is dead. He was a youth cop and now he's dead. Therefore, you will not be able to vote this year. I said, are you kidding me? Another one said, Adiola, we had to bring our own laptop for registration. I said, no, the devil is a liar. Somebody else was telling me, Adiola, guess what? We had to pay for them to buy fuel into the generator before they registered us. I said, why would you be the ones to pay for the generator fuel now? Hey, Nigeria, too much drama. And that is not all. Somebody else was telling me, Adiola, temporary voters card, nothing wow, which means they gave us temporary cards. I said, so when will you be given the actual voters card? We don't know. I said, so will you be able to vote with the one they gave you? He said, no, we won't be able to vote with this one. We must get the original one before we can vote. I said, but what if you don't get the original one by the election time? We won't be able to vote with that too. I said, Che, imagine what is going on now. Mr. President, you promised us. You said this will be a free and fair election. Can you talk to INEC? Talk to somebody. A lot of people don't have voters registration card. No wonder the Nigerian government doesn't allow Nigerians abroad to vote in absentia. Yes. If they want to make it happen, of course they can. But they know that once you live abroad and you see better, you know better. But you guys know I don't know anything. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real.